I'm gonna sort of dissect the sound a bit of Red Method from a sort of a
Yeah,
punter's
go for it.
perspective. And you're probably gonna get this comparison a lot. So I'm just gonna count and say it.
It's all good.
Lot of
Oh,
Slipknot in
hell
that
yeah.
sound. But to me though, it's a good thing because it almost sounds like Iowa era Slipknot if they continued with that sound and invested in modern gear like 8 string guitars and more clean. Well, just it's interesting because like even before when Jeremy was doing his thing with Metastasis, I mean, at the time I saw that as a almost like an evolution of one of his old previous bands, Ted Mall. But in here this
Mm.
time around, like you're hearing a lot more variety in his vocals in terms of the harshness, the clean vocals. But it's not like your
Yeah.
standard sort of like Cookie Monster vocals. There's actually diction behind the harsh
Uh,
vocals as well. And then if that wasn't enough as well, you've got the sort of the image as well, the theatrics. And I'm going to bring up The Mask. All right, now before I ask about The Mask, I got to tell you something, right? You're doing it wrong, okay? All right, especially with COVID, you're doing it wrong. What you need is one of these old Russian style gas masks. You need to be hunting around for toilet roll right here, and you need to be shouting out "Bleat, bleat, bleat." Maybe searching for some vodka. Anyways, that's my piece to camera done. But no, like again, I know you explained to me the reason for The Mask, but go on. Tell us your reasons behind it.
Yeah, no, it's not something I've really ever like talked about like before, but I mean, obviously, there are the obvious reasons in terms of that. I think. I mean, but I remember way back when we were about to literally about a couple of weeks before we started shooting Messiah, and Jeremy just goes to me one day, "What's your thing in the band?" And I went, "What do you mean my thing?" And he was like, "Well, we've all got the outfits that we wear or whatever. Dave has his dreads. Alex when he shows up, he has his stuff. I'm gonna have he at the time he wore like a white kind of costume before it all morphed into what it eventually ended up being. What about you?" And I just said, "Well, do you know what, man? I want to wear a mask." And he was like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, I want to wear a mask. I need to find the right one." And went on the hunt for it. And, I mean, aside from it, like looking cool and, I guess what it means. I mean, masks are not new in any band, to be honest.
No, but this one in particular has a very good sort of live because it's a menacing looking
Yeah,
face. It gives everyone the 1,000-yard stare, whether you
exactly.
wanted to or not. And the thing is, like
No,
even without the mask on, you're always pulling these really sort of like these faces as well. So it's
yeah,
just a way to
yeah,
put a cap on that as well. I'm only joking,
totally.
of
And
course.
no, there is that, but like, and now it's got hair. Now it's got long hair, so it looks even more messed up. So, and because I was missing playing with hair, man, it's just like, oh my god, like I felt like a potato being waved round in a brown sock, like
I remember you
That's
told
what
me as well. You kind of felt like you looked like a Malteser that had rolled around the carpet for a bit,
I it. Yeah,
hence the mask. Bit of
absolutely.
self-deprecating humor on your part.
Of course, man. Blame Daniel Molyneux for that. That was his answer when I first shaved my head. But yeah, no, masks are nothing new in bands, man. Like to me, like they've been around. There's always been that theatrical element to, way before even Slipknot or whatever. And for me, I mean, I'd gone through a lot of personal things over the year prior to me joining Metastasis and what would eventually become Red Method. And I just thought, like, do you know what? I always give everything that I can when I'm on stage, like 100%. I give. Doesn't matter if there's 5 people, don't matter if there's 2 people, don't matter if there's 50 people, don't matter if there's 1,000. Like, doesn't matter to me. You're going to get the same show, and it's like a form of expression, basically, in terms of how I feel. I feel like I've got nothing left to give, but I'm still going to perform, and I'm still going to do it to the best of my ability. And it's like sharing less of yourself, but sharing more of yourself. It's such a weird dichotomy. And now it's got like the bleeding eyes and stuff like that, and the hair and all that kind of shit. And what I absolutely love doing with it is, it's like you say, with the 1,000-yard stare, is just stop, play, and just keep playing, and just look at someone And I tell you what, man, in that 5 seconds that I'm able to lock with someone's vision when I'm staring at them, I'm telling you, man, I get to see the real them for like literally, you know, however short the time is. They either don't know where to look. They're either like, fuck, is he looking at me? They're either like loving it and, you know, throwing the horns and reacting positively, or they're just lost. They just don't know what to fucking do. And you see fear, man, and it's like, okay, I'm going to stop scaring you now and I'm going to walk away. Like, you know, that kind of thing. And it's really cool, man. Like, it's really cool to have engaged with people on that kind of front, you know, for sure. And people identify with it, I think. And, you know, it's been a bastard to like get used to. I remember like the first time I wore it was in a rehearsal, and it was for Messiah, and we were rehearsing in slow motion, because when we did the performance scenes, we had to play it all in slow motion. And that was a stupid idea. But like when it came to the take day, my beard was a lot like thicker than what it is now. And after each take, which took 15 minutes, I'd pull off the mask and literally water would fall out, like condensation would just rip. It was so grim. So I have to take care of it and take care of myself. And then I accidentally put it in the washing machine before we were about to do some shows. I don't know how I managed that. I think we came back from a bunch of shows and I just threw my suitcase in the fucking washing machine. The mask was there. And so, which is why now it looks really worn and rugged, and it's got like, yeah, then we added the blood, and then we've added the hair, and it's like, oh yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah. No, it's effective. It's definitely effective. And to be honest, like, every time I look at it, I think it's just like, it's very uncomfortable. And that's the point, basically. And then you got the other guys as well, sort of doing their thing with it's like, as you said, it went from stray jacket looking things for Metastasis to more sort of full on, almost like red pimp suits, but a variation in between as well. I know that's a very comical way of looking at it, but it works. And not to dwell too much on mourning the past gigs in that, but it landed you some pretty significant festival gigs. I remember you telling me there was guys played Tech Fest, and then there was that one particular Bloodstock gig where you actually had a couple of dancers on stage with you as well.
Yeah, there was that too. I mean, Bloodstock was that was, you know, within, I guess it was like 8 months of us being in a band. I mean, we were doing a headlining tour to the UK, plus, you know, Bloodstock Festival as well. And, you know, a lot of planning went into that. And, you know, we had like our full like kind of stage set with our rises and stuff. It was such a wicked experience. And I can't wait to do it again at some point, you know.